All right. Good morning, my friends. I wanted to take the opportunity to kind of share what I do every day. And this is a routine that I implement about 30 minutes to about an hour every day. Traditionally, I'll have maybe a cup of coffee or my breakfast with me while I'm doing this. But I'm going to show you exactly what I shop for on eBay. And the idea is I'm not shopping primarily to add to my collection, but what I could resell. Um, and this is something that a lot of folks do. I do it in more than one category, but of course, you guys know what the channel is about: coins, collectibles, currency, things like that. I also do a lot of sports card stuff as well, and have done it with supremely amazing success, but also do really well on the coin side as well. And it's important to do this, to develop this habit, because I don't want to go back and work a 9 to 5 like I used to. And the way I intend on following through with that is I do a lot of reselling on eBay. And I find that there is a ton of stuff that has been untouched by the eyes on this platform that honestly anybody can take advantage of. And just because one person does it doesn't necessarily mean that the marketplace is dried up of all the good cherry picks. That's far from the truth. As a matter of fact, there's plenty to go around. So we're going to go ahead and kind of take a look and see what I do, a few of the keyword searches that I look for. And, for the most part, there's a lot of lots and listings that I just keep an eye out on. I add them to my watch list. If the prices of them fall to a certain price standard where I know I could comfortably buy up that particular coin, or if I buy a lot of coins, then it's going to end up working really well when I go to resell it. And oftentimes, my bulk lots are one of my favorite things to pick up, because with bulk lots, there's an understanding that when you do sell it, you're accepting a much cheaper price per unit than, say, if you just sold the unit by itself. Like, for instance, one roll of 2022 quarters, you could sell a full entire bank box, which has a face value of $500, and I've seen a few of them already sell for $700. So if you're okay and you're comfortable selling $500 bank box of quarters straight from the bank and profit, $125, $130 after fees and shipping, if you're okay with that, that's fine. And especially if you have access to a lot of boxes. Banks, they're kind of prudent in the way they hand these things out. Because, we live during a so-called shortage. They just didn't want to give out full boxes. All right. Now, some of you might have a different, banking experience. Maybe you're a business customer that has access to boxes upon boxes upon boxes, and that's all fine. And then you just go ahead and resell it. All right. Make your $130 a pop and be completely okay with that. But selling them by the roll will net you out a lot more money. All right. You're going to essentially accept the fact that you're going to 2x or 3x your money by selling them by the roll. $10 face value quarters. People have been selling them for between $20 and $30. You get the big idea. All right. And shipping's a lot cheaper as well. All right. So here are a few things that I like to look at. I haven't done my morning kind of breeze through eBay, but we're going to take a look at some coins, and I just do a general search, see all in coins, and then what I do is I type exactly what I'm interested in finding. You can see a few of the things that I've already searched for. Error lot is a good one that I like to use. Make sure you're choosing the correct category. And what I'm going to do is change this so that way it's going to show the ending soonest listings. So you want to be able to drill all this down, so that way it's easier for you to find certain items. And I like to look at stuff that's on auction. All right. And then, maybe I'll go back and look specifically for buy it now listings, some stuff that I could just add to the cart and take off. There's going to be a time and a place to do either. All right. Generally with the buy it nows, you want to change things so that way you're doing the newest first. People, again, don't really know what they have sometimes. So they'll list their coin just to get rid of it at an incredibly cheap price. You pick those up on a buy it now listing, and then, you add it to your resell list. But my whole eBay store is predicated on stuff that I can buy and then resell. And ideally, I want to be at 2x, all right, 2x profit after fees and shipping. And that's ultimately going to give me what I need in order to make the amount of money possible so that way I could pay the bills and do all the extra stuff, vacationing, theme parks, stuff like that. And this is something that every single one of you can do as a supplemental income. There was a point in time where I did a lot of this while working the regular 9-to-5 job. It was fantastic. It's a way that I could reliably, if we were like in the middle of November, I'm like, maybe talking to my wife, I'm like, man, we really need maybe $400 or $500, for Christmas. I would go on eBay, buy and sell, do all that stuff, and, have enough of that money, and sometimes, and most of the time, even more than that, to be able to fulfill whatever we need to for the holidays. So there's going to be a lot of activity on the secondary market by the time the holidays roll around. So I would say like September, things will really get busy. The kids are back to school, and it's going to give ample opportunity for a lot of people to go in and, search through this stuff. So I'm not spending too much time staring at a specific coin. I'm kind of, I'm rolling through them pretty quickly because I've done this a while now, where I can recognize, things that are equitable and very liquid. They're easy to turn around. It's not going to be die chips. Okay, traditionally, they're not going to be that. Pooping horse die chip. Sorry, that doesn't quite work out for me. 75 cents with no bids with an hour, 37 minutes left is not going to get it done. But I typed in error lot. All right, so we're looking for big, bulky lots of error coins, and we haven't seen any yet. Again, all singular coins, filled Ds, which are just like die chips. Those don't have any value. So yeah, I'm kind of blowing through them. You're going to come across lots of brand new quarters with the Drooling George die chips. That's the little die chip on the corner of the mouth of George Washington. And those things have plummeted really fast in value, to the point where $200 is a pipe dream. And it was probably a pipe dream when the coins first came out. Right now they sell for between $2 and $5 pretty regularly. They're not worth the amount of money that you see there. So I'm going to continue on down. There's some candy half dollars. It's missing the reeds, but in reality, it's just worn really down because these were used in casino slot machines. And it's from my experience that the coins will wear down the edges super quick in those older machines, and they certainly did. And they keep recycling the coins into the machines. But as you guys know, yeah, they don't have those anymore. So the first intriguing listing, all right, is going to be this lot of 10 2021 Crown Die Chip Washington Crossing Delaware quarters, which is at $350, and then you have $3 shipping, and then tax if applicable. Tax is a big one. People normally don't think about the tax part of it, the sales tax, not so much the doing your taxes at the end of the year tax. Where we're at, it's expensive. That's going to add easily another $35-$40 to the sale price of this lot. But going back, and this is where maybe you're going to have a second window open, where you're going, or second window, or maybe you're going to have like an iPad like this. And you're going to do separate work on a different window. I like to have just this window open and then using either my iPhone or my iPad to find out how much these have sold for. Now, these aren't the great big crown die chips. This is kind of like the medium progression type. So you want to be able to know that. Does this lot have any sort of opportunity to make any money? All right. You guys know I do the PCMR every week, the Pocket Change Market Report, and I talk about these quite extensively. The bigger ones have dropped down a little bit in value. They're right around like $80 to $100. These ones with the medium-sized chip have been right around $40, $45. A few of them have hit $50. But what you don't want to do is put yourself in a position where you're going to buy all 10 of these. And first of all, you're not going to 2x your money off of them because the market has normalized to a point where these are settling at a price where that's not going to happen. And the second thing you don't want to do is be stuck with all this inventory of expensive product of all of the same coin. So when you go to resell it, you're going to be placing these things as a bin listing on eBay, and quite honestly, it could take 6 months to a year to sell through all 10. It could happen, you know, seeing as how that this is not the most desired larger die chip, that could be the case. Not everyone is going to want the kind of like the middle kind of progression of this type. So this is something to definitely keep in mind. If you have extra capital that you can afford to put into this, knowing full well that you could probably sell each one for $49.99 and probably profit $10 after fees and shipping, if that feels comfortable to you, then you'll put a bid in for this. But, you know, for the coins that I see that I do like, and sorry, this screen share is not large enough. There's actually, right here where you see my mouse pointer to the right here, there's going to be a heart. You could tap the heart to add it to your watch list, so that way you can monitor it. But me personally, there's not enough meat on the bone there. If this is $250, I would consider it. You know, and then as I sell through them, I'll probably profit in total about $100, $125, and be just okay with it. But it's not going to blow you away. All right, and make sure you're examining every lot. You know, like here's one here with 8 hours left, $19. And the reason why I like to start with the most recent stuff that's ending first is it's going to help disqualify a lot of listings based off of the lack of bidding activity. You actually want to aim for lots that have bids on it already. It's going to mean that other people like it. So when you go to buy it and hopefully you get it cheap enough, you resell it, the same people that are interested in those particular lots are also going to be interested in maybe a coin or two from the lot, and you could resell it as a buy it now listing on the side. So same with these Washington crossing the Delaware, Bird's Nest errors. There's not a lot of liquidity here. They're kind of fringy, and you know they're just not very good sellers. You know, I tend to stay away from things like floating head, rim cuts. You know, things that are quite minor like that. Again, it's a, you know, error coin and variety coin selling on eBay is a very niche kind of field, which means there are less people that are interested in those, rather than say, oh, I just want a 1937 Buffalo nickel in XF condition. There's going to be a lot more people interested in that than there are going to be in error coins. So you have to choose the most popular of coins, because that's where you're going to become more successful. And that's why I'm saying stay on track and look for listings that have bids. And we have yet to see an error coin bulk listing with any bids on it. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to overlook every single one. nothing too crazy so far. I mean, we are within the last 24 hours of a lot of these finishing for the day. So there's bound to be, there's one there. See, when there's no error stated, it's like possible error. I'm like, well, do you know if there's an error? Why don't you tell us? Don't say possible error and make us look, Spinning Eagle die clashes are not worth a whole lot. They're fringy at best, kind of like the In God We Rust Kansas quarters. And there's 9 of them. You have to consider, okay, if I bought this lot for, say, $86, $87 after tax, and I divide it by 9, okay, let's say give you your per piece cost, where can you comfortably resell these so that way, number one, it's going to be enticing to the customer because of its price point, and number 2, so that way you're not price gouging and you're not the most expensive individual reselling that compared to everyone else selling the same error. So, yeah, quick little pro tip for you guys. So we're coming down the line here. We have a coin old estate U.S. Mint set, Unk State Quarters $5 red seal. This looks like, kind of like the lot of coins that I am in the middle of appraising with all of the mail order stuff. That's what this looks like, and you have to be careful. There's not a lot of value tied up into those lots. It looks attractive because it's like a lot of stuff. And they threw in that older $5 legal tender note as kind of a bait. But don't be baited by stuff like that. All right, so we're gonna kind of breeze through a little bit quicker because generally when I get through the first page of stuff and don't see anything, I'll want to go through it a little bit quicker. And I scan all the pictures. And read a little bit of the, what they have listed on their thing there. Lot of 26, no mint mark, and off-center double rim. Okay, this is all quite minor stuff. That's going to be a tough resell. Here's a lot of 4, which looks to be BIE die chips. So with shipping, it comes out to $12.99. It's entirely possible that you could double up your money here with this one. Again, but it's quite minor. It's very cheap. I like to look for lots that I could pick up for between $50 and $100. Here's another one here. This one is actually sold by a CDN, Coin Dealer Newsletter subscriber, who is probably a dealer. A lot of 1980s off-center Lincoln Memorial cents. And it looks to me that none of them have a full date. And as you guys know, full dates mean more money for people that collect into that. So now we're starting to see a few enticing lots in here, based on the fact that they're errors and they actually have bids on them. Again, you're going to find a lot of crap, a lot of damaged coins, a lot of zinc rot. Let's see here. And this is going to be one such search. Normally, for me, I usually dedicate roughly 20 minutes per section when I'm going through these. And not really a whole lot more. Because I have a few other areas that I look for and kind of search through. Here's a lot of 5 Jefferson nickel clips. 39, 42, 46, 56, and 1960. All right now, and it's not a buy it now. It's actually a minimum bid $19.99 with 2 days left. So if you're able to scoop this up at $20, that's going to be a per piece cost of $4. All right, this is actually a pretty good candidate right here for buying, and then you could take each one of those coins and resell it shipped for $9.99. There's one really nice, actually 2 very nice nickels in here with clips that probably you could stretch that out to maybe $14.99 based off of condition alone. Those would carry a little bit more value going into a resale situation, you know. So that would be a good one right there. Again, not a whole lot, but the best lots are kind of like hidden in there. Okay, we saw the two lots of clips with the dimes and another one with the nickels. That so far through you know, almost a full page of listings has been the thing. And all the ones I'm passing have no validity whatsoever for what I'm doing with my reselling. As you can see, it's crazy. How dead things seem to appear right now. Yeah, if a penny has no mint mark, that means it's minted in Philadelphia. Yeah, there's probably 2 of you that didn't know that. But most people should know that. So, yeah, I mean, you know, we're coming up on 20 minutes here, and to this point, we haven't really seen a whole lot. A lot of 2022 Dr. Sally Ride Ghost Comet. The Ghost Comet is bullcrap. It's not an error. It's actually dye flow. It's dye flow lines that look like a halo comet thing coming out of the back of her head. And that's all it is. It's dye flow lines. It's not an error. Sorry. And which is why there's so many of them out there, you know. But yeah, oh yeah, per piece cost $20+ is a joke. Sorry, I have to say it. But you know, again, fringy at best. A lot of these listings are quite cringe, but you're going to go through a bunch of garbage, and you're going to find that diamond in the rough. And those are the listings, ladies and gentlemen, that you need to save into your eBay and just keep it in there until it comes down to the last hour before it completes. And then that's how you're going to, you know, be successful at picking up some of those lots. A lot of 8 Lincoln wheat pennies, all rotated reverse, error circulated. Let's take a quick look at this one before I let you guys go. So we got 1917, 18. So we got some early stuff here. Yeah, I'm not really seeing much here. The rotations, if there's any, is quite minimal, quite minor. $25. It seems like a lot of money for this. So we're gonna go ahead and skip beyond that there. Trying to find one more good lot. All right, so here's a lot of 8, 19.99 cents. Off center, out of collar struck, broad strikes. Lot of 8. So if you take, again, see, you're at over $50 here with this one. That one might actually be too expensive to pick up because 1999 is one of the common dates for broad strikes and off-center strikes because they were being found out of the woodwork in the bank bags that were distributed by the Fed Reserve banks. So I would probably skip that. All right. Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, you know, I'm going to go through mornings like this where I'm seeing the same lots and I'm seeing no more new lots, no more new listings, things that would traditionally gain your attention. Here's a lot of 2. That's interesting. It's got 2 bids already with 4 days left. A 2000D and a 2001D, both Denvers, with double clips on each of them. That's kind of cool right there. The 2001D with the deeper curved clips on both of them. Yeah, that one's cool. That's probably a $25 coin by itself, while this one right over here is probably not too far off from that either. Clips of this type on modern coins are scarce. All right, traditionally we see stuff like this on coins from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, but not really a turn of the century. You don't see double clips like that. So that one is intriguing. I'd probably keep an eye on now. I'll hit the, there you go. So I added that one to my watch list. Although now that you guys know, it's probably going to end up selling for, 40, 50 bucks. And that's okay, The seller wins. There's always going to be a winner, and there's always going to be an opportunity to make some cash off of it. There's a lot of 3 blank planchets. Not a lot of value there. That's a silver coin lot. Here's a single clip. No date with Blakesley effect. Looks good, but that's max money there. 16 bucks. That's what it's worth. Here's a lot of 4 off-center Lincoln cents, and they all appear to be coppers. So pre-1982s, we're looking at $42.50 shipped, and that's not including tax. Doesn't appear to be any full dates in there, which, as you guys know, is a big selling point. Yeah, that's the one thing about eBay I just don't like is, you type in error lot, and you guys saw, just blowing through all of these, there are actually about 80% of all the listings are singular coins. It just doesn't make any sense. eBay's searching tool doesn't do a very good at actually identifying the real lots out of the group. That's interesting too, but kind of minor. A lot of 2022 errors. Beehive die chips. Again, very, very minimal audience for those type of coins. Yeah, and I usually stick with the big errors, off-center strikes, broad strikes, things like that. Cuds. Sometimes you'll come across a lot of Cud die break coins, and they always sell for a lot less than what you can, turn around and flip them for, which is good. So, yeah, that's what we have here. But yeah, this is how I spend every morning. I usually dedicate, a good chunk of time, and I kind of like integrate it with breakfast and a cup of coffee or whatever, and I go to work. This is work for me, and I ground and pound, and I expect you guys to do the same if you want to be successful in reselling coins, especially when people complain all the time about, well, if I sell over $600, then I get sent a tax form. I'm like, you're a reseller at that point. Just go ahead and bite the bullet. Save your receipts and go for it. Because for every single lot that you pick up, you save the receipt. It's a business expense. All right, treat it like a business, and you'll go no wrong in doing this. Me personally, I've been doing great. I don't care about the tax. I file my taxes every year, and guess what? I always get money back, guys. I don't pay the man, because I keep great track of everything. I have spreadsheets and receipts coming out of my ears on everything like this. And that's all in what you gotta do. Pay your quarterly taxes, do all that great stuff. That's an interesting lot. Way too expensive. A lot of off-center strike coins, all denominations, looks like, in there. Here's another one here, all from the same dealer. Trying to pawn off stuff. And again, it just shows you that dealers don't care about errors for the most part. Especially the minor stuff. They'll get these in a collection. They're like, well, I really don't want to sell these things. So they're going to turn around and sell them in bulk, in lots. Sometimes they ask way too much money than they realize. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. I'm not going to go into too much more depth. I don't want to bore you guys with all this stuff. But to make it easier for you, if you're going to go in on eBay or wherever, maybe on Facebook or some other whatnot, make sure you have a list of coins and targets that you're aiming for. Mine is like error lots, or maybe Lincoln cents, or various, maybe I'm looking for lots of proof and mint sets, because there's actually money to be made. People that sell those in bulk all the time get taken to Pound Town because they're selling them in bulk. But the people that do buy them up, they have an audience for them, and they end up selling them for 4 or 5x, the amount of money they paid for them. So that's going to go ahead and do it. Hopefully you guys got a little bit of takeaway on this. You got to start somewhere, right? If you want to do this and make a great supplemental link that could possibly turn into an actual business, right? Because I want to get there, work from home, and bring home the bacon. I'm your host, Sean, with Blue Ridge Silverhound. Thank you guys again for all your views and support. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my videos and channel if you haven't done so already. Always looking for extra endorsements from my crew. You guys take care, have a good one, and best of luck in all of your hunts and coining around. See you next time. Take care.